it's your sister. Welcome to the official launch of Just a Couple Things, my podcast. You know, I've been soft all month. I've been soft all September, but finally it is October, so we ready to get hard now, okay? No pun intended. Well, actually, all puns intended. So we are officially on every streaming platform. So whatever streaming platform you are listening to your podcast from, make sure you subscribe to your new favorite podcast, Just a Couple Things, hosted by me, your sister, Jessie Woo. I'm so excited to have a guest. We have a guest. I'm so excited. Her name is Tisia. She is a dating and confidence coach. You may know her from all her videos who go viral on Instagram, or you may know her from Ready to Love, like I originally met her. Miss I Love My Men's Medium Ugly. Please make some noise for the one, the only, Tisia.
I'm so happy to be here.
I'm happy to have you.
Hot Atlanta.
Listen, hot Atlanta, which is not so hot right now. There's literally a hurricane.
Y'all.
There's a hurricane. So my
the
good
way I
sis,
got ready in the airport.
Yeah. You were just swarming the air for like God knows how long. So I was like, man, she probably might not make it because like we're literally getting hit with a hurricane today. And so I'm so happy, like by the grace of God, that you made it.
I was gonna get here, girl.
Okay, period. But how you feeling?
I feel good.
You look good.
Thank you.
You look better in person too.
Thank you.
Like, you're pretty online, but like you're actually like very, very pretty in person.
Thank you. It's so like you. I say you a tiny little thing.
So do you feel as good as you look? Like, how are your spirits? How do you feel?
I feel so blessed, and
Good.
I have had so many wins lately.
Period.
One, I moved to a new place, and
Period.
I just hit 450K
on
IG. Look, I don't know who broke me out of Instagram jail, baby, but thank you for letting
You've
me
been
out
growing.
because the algorithm had me in a chokehold, child.
Mm-hmm.
But I just really feel like blessed. I have come doing so much like self-development stuff for myself. You know, I teach the girls self-development stuff, but also just like I'm getting baptized again. I got baptized when I was 8 years old. So I'm getting baptized again. I just feel
What's
like
making you want to do that?
You know, I just wanted to recommit myself as an adult.
So good.
And I just feel so good. Like I felt like I was telling my friend, we went to dinner and I was almost in tears. I'm like, I feel it on me. And I have always had that feeling when I reach like monumental growth and I knew it was time to like push out or something, like when I moved, when I went to grad school, when I moved to New York, and I'm like, I feel it on me, like growth is, and I was literally crying at the table. So I knew that it was coming. Also, girl, locked it down. No more.
Oh, so we ain't
celibate, baby.
Kitty jail.
Yeah.
No meow meow meow.
No, locked it down.
Well, keep it away from Haitians, child. Haitians is eating all the meow 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 these days, according to.
He got a Haitian boo in it.
Listen, listen. One thing about Haitians, the only cat we do eat is that meow 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 meow. That's the only cat I know Haitian men eat, and they do it so good. Girl, if he call you, just go, but just keep your wits about you. Just keep your wits. I've told the internet all the warnings when it come to Haitian men. Just keep your wits about it.
Internet too. We'll talk later. We gotta talk later.
So, okay, before we get into you and everything we do. Just a couple things. I always like to start off with talking about like just what's relevant, what's happening in the news. You and I were chatting earlier and I'm like, this is so perfect for us to discuss. So first things first, The Bachelorette. Bachelorette makes history by having their first Asian bachelorette, right? So everybody's happy. We getting our Watashi wa style on. And then she gets on there. Things just go left. She proposes to a man.
Embarrasses herself on national TV.
And he leaves her high and dry for like another like contestant from another season or something like that.
I really almost like, girl, call me. I will offer you free coaching.
Yeah, where were you at? She had a girl
proposing to a man, but also he did the classic bait switch on her.
Yep.
He kept pulling this, I don't know if you like me.
Yep.
I don't know if I'm the one.
Yep.
I don't know if you. And then she like, okay, I like, boom, boom, cha-ching, wow.
Pow.
Like, girl.
Mind you, she didn't really like him.
Yeah.
She actually didn't really like him.
I think
the other guy was unsure about her. The guy she really wanted.
Let me tell you what I think happened. I think he saw them tapes back. And remember when he said, if you I would hate for her to not tell me that she loves me and tell somebody else.
Yes.
And then she went on and she was like, I am in love with the other guy who wasn't sure about her. And I think that was his ego. He was like, bitch, fuck you. He was like, I know you ain't gonna He saw her smitten over that other guy and lost control.
He did.
He couldn't
He did.
handle
Like, he was ready to leave.
Mommy issues.
Yep.
He had all
Yep.
type of mommy issues.
But-
I think, yeah.
But can we talk about this Asian lady getting on national television proposing to a man? First of all,
Embarrassing.
nah, listen, I don't know of no Asian women who out here proposing to men. I just don't know that. I know her ancestors are beating her ass every night about that shit. And then you did it to a white man.
Well,
white man supposed to propose to you.
Exactly. Well, when we talked about Love is Blind, you know, that when you see the person come out, like you kind of get a gist of if they really attracted. I'm not sure if you remember when she proposed to him, he laughed. He was like, ha ha. And then he goes, but I'm still going to propose. She embarrassed him.
Embarrassing.
She took the moment away from him. And it was like, when the way that he responded to her, I was like, he didn't like that.
No.
He didn't like that
he didn't
she
like that.
took that moment away from him. And he been fighting with them dudes this whole time. And then you get up there only for her to steal the moment and make him look like a simp by proposing. That was he was fighting dudes in the chamber over this woman.
All the time. Every episode. But what do you think leads a woman to propose to a man? Like, what is that? Because I can't relate.
I actually think it was the job that he did on her. He said, I also feel like I was going to make a video and see how many times he said, I want to know if I'm the one. I want to know if she's into me. I want to know if and I think he laid it thick on her so much that she finally was like, okay, that is he did a classic narc move on her.
So
honestly, most men that have mommy issues, they're
narcissists.
Yeah, it's really sad. And I don't try to use that word lightly, but
okay.
Most
there is a trend of women proposing to men. Like, we see it on socials all the time. Like, do you think it's the woman going out of her way to prove her love to the man? Do you think
I think also some of them are getting impatient. Like, they just look. I don't know where this podcast is gonna be shown, but Chrissy and Jim Jones. Let us not forget.
That's
now she all on the internet now talking about
I'll replace you, ma'am. Y'all been together since Jesus was on the cross.
Hello.
Let's just be for real.
She was one of the originals.
Yeah. So what is this? Okay.
It never works.
Let's move on, child. All right. So Rich Homie Quan, God rest his soul. He dies, right? He passes away. Very sad how he passed away. And this is in no shade. Like, this is not me like throwing light on the situation. But he passes away. A slew of women come forward. I done lost my heart. I done lost my love. You got Erica Banks and her BBL professing her love. You got other side chicks coming out. Mind you, this man passed away at his baby mother / girlfriend's home, who he was with for 15 years.
Yeah.
A lot of people were coming for the side chicks, but I was like, wait a minute. How are you someone's living girlfriend for 15 years? How do so many women get into that situation? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
How it starts is how it's gonna end. As it's so many men on the internet telling women, a man knows. I think they think it's going to change. And then you do a 2-year bid, then you do a 6-year bid.
Not a bid.
You think it's a bid because he has not made a commitment. He hasn't you're in jail, baby. He hasn't made a commitment to you. I think so many women are waiting for the next time, the next year he's gonna do it. And then they think that because he's so comfortable and that he hasn't left. And how I know this to be true, a girl wrote this in my group chat. She said, I just really admire his loyalty. I've been with him for 4 years and it's never been no other woman. So a lot of these women think like, well, he ain't left me yet, so he must want to stay here. No, you're just convenient. Open like a 7-Eleven, 24 hours. Keep coming back.
And he's loyal to the rent being paid. He's loyal to the food in the fridge. He's loyal to
the sex, the wide open. Yeah.
Why would he leave? It's very convenient.
Very convenient. And I think they think that, like, he ain't left me, so he must like it here. And it's an odd thing. And I had to tell her, I said, that, like, him not cheating on you is not a brownie point.
No.
You don't get extra.
Can we talk about
You don't
that?
get extra points for a man like doing what he's supposed to do.
Right. Being
Craziness.
faithful.
Being faithful.
You're monogamous.
Yeah, she's like, I ain't never had no other woman. I said, that's a flex. That's a flex to you.
Okay.
Child.
All right. Well, it was recently brought to light that Megan Good and Jonathan Luther King Majors III, you know, he recently lost all his jobs. And so his career took quite of a tumble. It was brought to light that Megan Coretta Scott King Good is funding his lifestyle. So she's paying his bills. Now, I don't know. Listen, I'm just reporting the tea. I don't know how accurate this is. But there were numerous outlets that said this, that she is paying his bills, paying his child support.
Wow.
I think that a lot of women end up being financially responsible for men a lot. I do see that a lot. What is that? And why do you think women are falling into such predicaments? And how can women avoid that?
I think it's interesting. Like, when did he lose the money? Okay, that's really. I feel like that is important.
Yeah.
I feel like if I'm dating a man and we started off, you know, good. He was in it and he hit a hard time. First of all, my man ain't gonna be down for too long. He's a smart man. He's not gonna be down for too long. But I feel like, you know, it depends on when he lost the money. I feel like a lot of women, this is like baseline, they are trying to buy love. A lot of women want to give a man a life. I have women in my group that are writing resumes, applying for jobs, going to Ross and getting the man suits, all this type of stuff. Like, oh yeah, I put him on. A girl even told me that she bought him a Instagram account because he wanted to become an influencer. So she bought him for like, I think $2,000. She bought him an account
that already had a blue check.
Yeah, so that he can like get into, so he can start making some money. They literally think you cannot give a man a life. I wish women can understand that. No matter, he's going to resent you for all the things that you've done. And this is why he go get a job, he go get on. And then like you dismantled the hunter in him. He don't have nothing to run after no more. And so then he goes out and he finds somebody else that's docile, that's more submissive, that he can feel like he earned. That's the worst. And then women be like, I did all of it. He didn't tell you to. You did that.
Say that
you
again.
did that.
Say that again.
I did all of this stuff for you, and this how you gonna do. And it's just like you went about it all wrong.
He never asked you to.
The woman is the spine. She's the neck. She's supposed to support and push him to get it out the mud himself. You cannot give a man a life. And I think they feel like if I just make it a home where he can get, you know, set himself up, then he gonna come back. Baby, you not Keisha and Gucci, baby.
Hello. Hello. That's not everybody's situation.
That's not everybody's situation.
Period.
Yeah.
Speaking of dating somebody like Gucci, well, you know, I say Gucci because Gucci man has multiple millions of dollars. He's rich. We see everything that's happening with Sean P. Diddy, Brother Love Combs. We see the 1,000 bottles of baby oil. We see all the stuff that's come forward with him being an assaulter and all these dark things, right? But there's this conversation that's underlying that's talking about how a lot of women, i.e. like Carisha or other girls who were dating him, they were around and they were probably willing to deal with a lot of the stuff because he's a billionaire. So there's this conversation sometimes that a lot of women are willing to date guys that have a lot of money, the athletes, the musicians, the rappers, even though they have them crying a lot, they're crying in a Rolls Royce. Why do you think so many women choose to look the other way when a guy has a lot of money? And is that really beneficial?
You know what's interesting to me? I feel like it's really for the lifestyle and the look, and they just want to say like, I'm with this celebrity. But I don't really know a lot of women that were in that got their money and flipped that shit. Like, baby, you hustling backwards. Let me tell you this. If a man comes into my life that has that type of capital and resources, bitch, I'm coming up with, baby, we're going to be neck and neck. We're going to be in the same tax bracket in 90 days.
Period.
Ain't no Chanel. I don't need no Louis. I don't need no Hermes. I don't need no G-Wagon. If a man comes into your life that has that type of resource and capital, you should be flipping that. Period.
Why do you think they're not thinking that?
I don't know. I don't know. That is the maybe because I grew up poor. I don't know. Maybe because I grew up poor, I'm always looking to,
Yeah.
But I'm not. You supposed to flip that.
Yeah.
If you gonna take that type of L, meaning like he got you crying, he cheating, babe, okay, cheat on me. Cheat, go ahead. Give me that. I've been sewing, investing, baby. I'll be selling bundles. I'll be. But I think, what's her name? Now I think they said that she had that before he came. But like Jada Waiter, all these lip gloss girls and all that.
Jada Waite is a brand. Like she makes multi-millions. And of course you have Carisha who has Carisha Please.
Yeah.
But then there's a slew of other women who we did see Diddy with, throughout the years who weren't able to do that. And of course, like we see why, but just using that as an example, like there's other rappers, there's other athletes. It's like
they know who they're picking. I think they pick women that they know not, you know what I'm saying? Like they know what they doing. Know. They pick
they
women
know who to
that
prey
are
on.
a little thirsty, a little pressed, maybe didn't come from much, that really just there for the light. They really just like, wow, this man chose me. Like my man, this my, they just really there for the look and the lifestyle. They know who they're picking.
I don't know why this led me to this story. This is like years ago. This is years when I was still living in Miami. And I knew a girl who, this is back when I was working at a call center, and I had a friend that was working at a call center, and she was dating a big football player out of Miami. Like, not gonna say his name, but huge, right? And well, they went on one date. Then they just started hunching.
Okay.
Period.
Okay.
But so she's hunching this football player, and he ain't giving her no money. But the moment she would go on actual dates with the everyday dudes, oh, he ain't giving me no money. And I'm like, girl, you driving all the way to Plantation. We in Dade County. You driving all the way to Plantation to this man's mansion. And you not asking him for no money?
Do you remember what I think it was it Ocho Cinco? Chad Ocho Cinco, that was like he took her on the first date to McDonald's drive-thru? A lot of women get tricked by that because they're like, I know he got it, so it ain't that he. I know he got it, so it ain't.
It was Chad.
Chad, okay. Look. Don't come for me. But I think,
and I love Chad Ocho Cinco. I actually just saw him the other day. I love him. That I was stuttering when I met him, and he actually said, "What's up, Woo?" I'm like, "What? He knows my fucking name." But so she was literally like, "This is 12 years ago. They hunching." I'm like, "Girl." You not asking that nigga for no money?
What's Cam Newton's girl, Jazz? God bless everybody involved. I don't have no qualms with nobody, but I think a lot, they're like the man, the legend, the da-da-da, and then they get with these big people and they offer them such a mediocre, and then the men be like, oh, I love that she didn't ask me for nothing. I love that
she's so independent.
My friend asked me the other day, she said, what's the worst thing that a man could what do you never want to be remembered as? I said, a simple basic bitch. Like a woman who just was didn't ask for much, that just was low maintenance. Don't ever describe me as low maintenance ever. And I think black men in particular, they love that.
They do.
And it's only for black women. That's the trope for black women.
Of course. You see the way men talk about black women online.
We high maintenance, we this, we that, we gold diggers, we blah, blah, blah. We didn't ask
y'all ain't got no gold. Y'all ain't got no gold. Talking about what am I dig? You don't even have a backyard for me to dig in.
It's unbelievable. But that's only a narrative pushed on black women, that they want us to be, we'll give you the world if you don't ask for it. A woman that asks for nothing gets the world.
No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't.
Unbelievable. And
literally, she doesn't.
I just told one of my friends about this. He was like, well, if she did pull out her wallet, that would let me know. I said, y'all, something's in the water. No. I don't know what is going on with these men. It's something
something is weird.
Yeah.
Something's weird, which is why, honestly, I'm so happy I'm in a relationship, but not just any relationship.
No, congratulations.
Oh, thank you. But he honestly, he changed my outlook on relationships because from the jump, he courted the fuck out of me.
I know that's
right.
And
even in our relationship, he still courts me.
It's a lost art.
It's a lost art.
It's a lost art.
He still courts me, and it's I have to, for me to do something for him, I have to kind of go out of my way to do it.
Trick it and hide it from him.
Because he already gonna pay. And I'm like the other day I took him out to dinner. It's like, but I just told him dress up. I didn't tell him where we were going. I'm already passing the card off to the waiter without him. Like, because it's like, just let me do this for you.
Yes,
you do so much for me. Like, let me do this for you.
It's a lost art.
It's a lost art.
Him to start a program and
he
teach
should.
the people.
No,
seriously.
what's funny though? You know what's funny is this is the other side to dating that I don't think we talk a lot about, is that men like him sometimes are just not appreciated.
Absolutely.
Not appreciated.
And they have stories of women that were before them that treated them like just yeah. And honestly too, like I just had a conversation about just like, y'all, all the men not lying. It's some empty bucket chicken heads out here that's out here running niggas down.
Yeah.
Just not doing like doing trifling things, right?
No,
like trifling stuff.
One day I'll let him share his story.
Yeah,
but he's been through some shit, and I'm like, you know what? I think a lot of times, just like the kind guy, the nice guy who's actually really nice,
absolutely.
The one who's not flashy, the nerd, the bookworm.
Yeah. Oh yes, they get it the worst. But you know what the bad thing is that we're getting the residual of all those men, and then they come to us and they be like, I just want to do coffee because dating is expensive. I took 5 girls out. Don't run out of gas when it come to me, baby. You need to pick better. Pick better. That's what you need to do. Because you didn't win and got ran down by Keisha and all these girls.
And they love telling us to pick better.
And then they want to come to us and talk about something. Yeah, like let's do coffee first and see if we vibe. This is not a free trial, baby.
No, absolutely not. I saw, it's so funny you said, I was going to ask you this later, but there's a video going viral right now on TikTok with this guy, and he's like, a lot of women nowadays, and he got the music playing in the background. He got one of these fancy ass cameras. He got the lighting. He got the Rode mic. He's speaking into the microphone. A lot of women, they don't like the kind of love that I bring. I bring boring love, like, let's go have some ice cream. Let's go walk across the bridge. And I'm just looking at that shit like, first of all, you cannot trick me because your crusty ass gonna take me outside for some ice cream. And afterwards, you're going to try to make me scream afterwards. Like, y'all be doing these little low-effort dates and still expect so much at the end of the night. Mind you sitting there with your $1,000 microphone, your $1,000 camera. You're investing in your content because you want it to be high-end, but you looking for boring love. What are you doing to invest into being able to have boring love?
But you know what I think is interesting about that? When you know your person, going out to a dinner that I'm a huge foodie, right? I can get, when I tell people don't take me on a coffee date, a taco truck in DC where we can put a blanket out and tacos $2.50, $4. It's cheaper than a mocha chocolate latte, skim milk, whatever y'all be. I don't drink coffee, whatever y'all be getting at Starbucks. Like when you know your person, it's not about boring love. It's about doing the things that person enjoys.
Actually likes.
Simple math.
Actually likes.
Simple math.
Do you even know your person's favorite color?
Exactly. Take me to the pumpkin patch. I've been so pressed to go to the pumpkin. I'm waiting for pumpkin season. Take me to the pumpkin patch. I want to go feed some llamas or whatever. That's not, these men really don't.
They don't think.
They don't think.
They don't think. But then I was looking in the comment section and so many girls I love a little simple love. And that's why y'all simple asses are fucking simply single. You're not requiring anything. So these men get to take you out for ice cream. You get to make him scream after the ice cream, and he's gone. Boom, bye. We're done.
I just don't like test runs. It's like ice cream is let's see if we vibe. Let's see if we. And to me, it's make a wager. This is why I locked it down. Look, getting back, make a wager. What are you trying to do? I don't know a man on this earth that said, I loved a girl so much. I just thought she was going to be great. And I decided to take her for coffee. Said no man ever. Said no man ever. Well, I always say, it's this trope going around his dream girl done got to text him first. He didn't take the dream girl to coffee.
No. He took the dream girl down to STK.
To Nobu.
To Nobu.
Yeah.
He's taking the dream girl on trips. And here you are, the boring love girl, you still waiting for a text.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go take a walk in the park, baby.
Right. And the thing too is, while he's giving you the boring, cheap love, when he gets on his feet and he gets the money, he doesn't give that to you. He goes and he finds the girl he really wants. Why don't girls see that? Why don't the ladies see that?
You know, you talk a lot about this, about these like ethnicities and like black
Yeah.
girls and blah, blah, blah. And they run into these Spanish, Asian, Blasian,
Mhm.
you know, mommies or whatever. And they actually be low maintenance. They coming from good families, simple girls, blah, blah, blah. And they low key be they dream girls because they baby, they ain't had no family. And they go meet these women in college and they going, and that's their first Thanksgiving dinner they ever had,
Yep.
sitting across the table.
Yep.
And they give them the world.
The world.
The world. But they say, us asking for those things, you gave her the same things that you said black women were doing too much. They hate us. Jessie. It's really
Oh my God.
They really do.
No, they really do.
They really do.
I don't know if you saw even recently, this is another just a couple things, but recently the Shits and Gigs podcast was going
I saw them live. I saw them live in DC.
And what was your like thoughts? Was it good?
Actually, we had a blast.
Okay.
Honestly, and this is so like, even like people like, I don't know if I said tonight's conversation, blah, blah, blah. Respect the platform. Like, I have been to these people's shows so that I can see what the, what's what. Shits and Gigs we had a blast. Like, their chemistry is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Like, it was such a good time and it felt so authentic. My only feedback is like a lot of just like, no homo, pause, like a lot of those kind of like, I'm just like, y'all buying each other G-Wagons for Christmas and Rolexes and birthdays, and it's like, grow up, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all have grown to a huge platform.
Yeah.
That whole like, because we was, I laid up next to him, pause. It's like, grow the fuck up. Like, that was my only kind of feedback. A lot of like, just
a lot of people think
immature tropes, like just like innuendos. I'm just like, y'all bigger than that now. You literally bought this man a G-Wagon, I think, for his birthday or just because or something like that. It's like y'all platform should have grown past the like kind of bigotry, the sexism, I guess. But look, if it's in you, it's in you. If it's on you, it's on.
And it was exposed.
But honestly, I had a blast at their show. Like, it was a good time, and their chemistry is really crazy.
Yeah. But what do you think about, because see, you said you went to the show, and I feel like a lot of Black women invest in these like guy podcasters in ways that sometimes I feel like I don't see them invest in the female ones.
Absolutely.
Why is that? Is it like the misogyny of it all? Is it the...
So my friend actually had a suite. And she was like, hey, girl, what you doing this day? You want to come?
Yeah.
So I personally did not buy that ticket.
Period.
I also had, let me say that. I personally did not buy that, just for clarity. I didn't buy that ticket. But I think that women love, first of all, just in my coaching, in my community, women, the heart hole for women, it's a desperation. I think women love hearing niggas talk about relationships or whatever. They love
it better than they hear other women
because they like, okay, women we're going through. Let's hear a man talk about why he not doing this. Why I follow a couple DC like coaches, the relationship people, and I'm talking about a post 300,000 likes, 400,000. They love hearing men talk about love, and it's like,
do you feel that it's also like I have one of my friends who's a podcaster, and he one time showed me like the messages he gets from women, and I was like, not only is this shit profitable for men, but y'all be just letting them get to the trials, like just immediately.
They love.
What is it like? Is it also this possibility that I can be with this guy podcaster and we can just magically be this like power couple?
I think it's like the fact that they have the wherewithal to talk about it, that they think that that's a good man, Savannah, right? So it's like women feel like, what do men know? Like, men, I'm being treated poorly. So then you get this man that's on the internet saying like, if a man wants you, you should do this, or this is what you need to get a man. And I think they're like, wow, you do know. Like, bro, that's the biggest trick in the book.
Yeah.
The biggest trick in the book. They love hearing men talk about love and relationships. I don't look. Not everybody need a microphone. Take them away.
Put the microphones down and go to www.indeed.com and get a job.
Yes.
Get a job.
They out
Let me tell you something. I say that all the time because, girl, I had a roof leak. You know how long it took for a man to get out here to fix my damn roof? You know what they doing? They on the microphones. Yo, su microphones, yo.
Yeah. We need more
plumbers. Yo, su podcast, ya fait podcast.
We need more
plumbers. If you don't fucking come fix the motherfucking roof, my shit is leaking.
They on the internet, baby. They on the
internet. Podcasting. Don't cut off my microphone, though. Thank you very much. Keep that shit on.
We need it.
Let's talk more about you, though. So, first time I came across Tisia was on the 4th season of Ready to Love DC.
Yeah.
And one of the things you said on there, like, I had to post it. I was like, this girl is hilarious. You said, I like my men medium ugly. I was like, finally somebody said it. Finally somebody said it.
Yes.
What was the inspiration behind that moment? And how'd you end up doing Ready to Love? Like,
so funny thing, my homegirl did Houston season.
Okay.
And she texted me and she's like, hey girl, they coming to DC. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, you should fill it out. I was like, she's like, just a couple questions, just fill it out. I was like, okay. She called back a couple days like, did you do it? Did you do it? I said, nah, I didn't do it. She's like, T, if
Please
they
do it.
Just if they write you back, then you know, cool. If they don't, you off the hook, just do it. They called me in 1 hour. They called me in 1 hour. And I was like, what did I get myself into? So that's how I did Ready to Love.
Damn.
I just kept making it through round and round and round. But my homegirl who did the Houston season actually was the one who said that they was coming to DC.
Okay, period.
Now, medium ugly. I have always been a Beauty and the Beast trope. It needs to be one pretty person in a relationship, and that will always be me. I like my man with a little grit on him.
Period.
A strong face. I love strong features.
Period.
I'm an African man connoisseur.
Period.
Call me Nigeria, Ghana. Call me. Okay.
Give her a call right now.
Listen, I love me an African man.
Period.
I love just a strong, like I don't like them too cute. But also, men that got a little grit on them, that they know they kind of, you know, is really like, the deficit is their looks, but the wallet make up for it. Now, you don't do ugly and broke. You do.
Gotta pick a struggle.
You gotta pick a struggle. You gotta pick one. You gotta do medium ugly, but they got the coin, they got the success, they're well dressed. Yeah.
Hello.
That type of man.
Period.
They treat you better. They're humble. And they're just
and here's the thing
adoration.
But not, I don't want people to get this misconstrued too. When she says medium ugly, it doesn't necessarily mean ugly for real. It's just like grit. It's you're not pretty.
You're not a pretty boy.
No,
and also like you're not gonna be in no GQ or nothing like that. But let me tell you this. You start becoming fine to me. It'd be like my man. Baby, once you start medium ugly and then I see how you treat me and it's just and I'm just like, this man fine.
My man.
Look.
Was the experience on Ready to Love, was it a mirror of how dating in DC is? And how is dating in DC?
So I grew so much on Ready to Love. Like when I look back at that experience and who I am now, that was first of all, I was kind of a hermit. I hadn't really had a social life in DC. And I think I was in there for like 5 or 6 years before I actually had real friends. I was in therapy and everything about
Where are you originally from?
I'm from Chicago.
So you a Chi-Town girl. You know Chi-Town was founded by Haitians.
Yeah.
That's why you got your little Haitian now. But you got that Zozo, huh? You be putting that Zozo on you, huh?
Born and raised, baby. Born and raised. I love my city.
She from Zozo City.
But I grew so much during Ready to Love. First of all, I didn't know that I was considered plus size, bitch. I got on Ready to Love and I felt like they was trying to, and it was this whole thing about.
I don't like that.
I did not.
Where they make your body the focal.
My family from Mississippi, everybody looked like this. So like, I didn't realize that I was plus size, and it was a very hard time for me, like reading those comments and all that kind of stuff.
Dang.
And people made a deal out of it. They were like, one time I saw, my sister's like, there's a whole man on YouTube with a whole page dedicated to you saying that you put your purse in front of, so you was trying to hide a little fupa, and like if she's insecure. I did not know that it was a thing.
That's weird.
Yeah,
Men are
but
weird.
DC dating is very pretentious, and I'm really around the way. I'm a home girl. I'm a around the way kind
You a
of girl.
Chi-Town girl.
Yeah, like when I'm with you, like I don't need to talk about who you are and what. But DC is the king networking city. It's all about who you know. You go out on a date with a dude, he be like, "Yeah, my ex a surgeon and a ballerina.
What's
What's
good?
up?
What you
What's
gonna
up?
do?
What
You know how to
do?
pirouette, bitch?
You know Kamala? Call Kamala. Call Kamala. You know her? Like that's how DC is. It's who you know, who you love, and who you want to be. Yeah, that's how DC is. It is the
Really?
most. It's the king capital city.
It sounds worse than Atlanta.
Networking. It's all about networking.
It feels like DC is more, because I'll say Atlanta is very unserious as far as like nobody works. I don't know how the fuck people are surviving in Atlanta. Don't nobody work.
DC,
nobody don't got no job. Girl, you get on the highway at 1 o'clock. It's car to car traffic. Niggas is outside constantly. I'm like,
nah,
you motherfuckers don't go to work.
DC, everybody work.
Okay, so everybody got a job.
Everybody got a job.
Everybody got LinkedIn.
The U.S. Capitol government is right there. Everybody got legit jobs. And
do everybody got LinkedIn? Because girl, Atlanta, nobody got LinkedIn.
No, everybody got LinkedIn.
Okay.
Everybody got LinkedIn. If you ain't got no LinkedIn, it's kind of weird. But you know what the craziest thing is that I've been in DC for 10 years, right? So first of all, them kids coming out of Howard, Bowie State, all of them universities, they at 80, 90K as a 22-year-old. Bitch, by the time you meet them at 30-something, all of my dates, Range Rover, Maserati, Audi.
Like it's
Benz,
nothing.
Like it's nothing.
Like it's nothing.
Like I never dated a broke man in DC. They all have been well-to-do. I'm talking about legit money. Like they getting it out the mud out that city. Period.
How are the Africans in DC? Y'all got a little African scene down there?
A little. We got a lot of Africans.
Oh, it's the big Africans.
Big dog. She
not
don't
the
want
big
no
dog.
Puppy. She want a big dog. Period. You know me, baby.
Big dog.
Where the Africans are is where you'll find me.
Period.
And they from everywhere. Nigeria, boom, go out to Silver Spring, Maryland. All the Nigerians, all the Ghanaians, Cameroonians, Ivory Coast. Hell,
do they got the little Congo? They got the Congo.
They got Congo, Senegal, Ethiopia.
They got the whole Africa.
It is big.
Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah, Haitians out there too, girl.
So how the Haitians up there?
It ain't that many.
Not that many.
It ain't that many.
Okay.
But
I feel like Haitians to me typically, if they're up north, they're going to New York and Boston.
Yeah, they're not really in DC,
cool.
But
so how is it as far as like, is it a relationshipy city or is it a lot like, for instance, here, I feel like, and I've said this so many times, I feel like I know several women who are all sharing the same niggas. And like the African scene here, girl, it's the same 3 niggas that everybody's rotating.
Yeah, it's same. It's
the same.
Yeah, it's the same. You know, the ratio recently is 11 women to 1 man.
Damn.
Yeah, 11 women to 1 man in DC. But see, DC is so unique because it's the DMV. So it's DC, Maryland, and Virginia. And it will take 10 minutes to get into either 3 of those states, right? So it's very close, which is why they call it the DMV. So why it's difficult is because you go to the club in DC and that man live in Baltimore, that man live in Laurel, Maryland. And you live in Arlington, Virginia, that's a 45-minute drive. That could be an hour drive. So it's the DMV and people are partying and social together, but then they go home and they splitting into 3 different cities.
And so that man that you've been dating, he's able to go home to his wife.
Yes. He's able to go home
in another state.
In another state.
Wow.
That's actually 10, 20 minutes away. Or you just cross the bridge in another state. But yeah, so I think that makes it difficult. It's kind of transit, like it's a transit kind of city, and people move around a lot. And so even for friendships, you meet a cute, like, Jessie, you looking cute, girl. You want to like hang out one day? And it's like, so you gonna come this way or I'm gonna come your way? Because now you live 45 minutes away from that cute girl that you met in the bathroom. Yeah. So it's kind of hard to like build and keep relationships, and then you got that like who's who crowd.
Yeah.
Where
does the who's who crowd only fuck with the who crowd?
Yeah.
They like, is it like a lot of like nose tooted up in the air? I feel like that's what I hear about like the black folks in DC too.
Honestly, I feel like we gotta chill. Now the who's who in Chicago, I feel like they much more snooty than the who's
it would make
who
sense
in DC.
though. It would make sense when you think about like the wage gap is insane in Chicago.
Yeah, the who's who in Chicago, they more like
You can't sit with
you
us.
can't sit with us.
Yeah.
Seats taken type of thing. DC,
Reserved.
it's a little bit more fluid, right?
Okay.
Because these are still people working for Google, Twitter, Amazon, the government. So
That's
they
so
a little
true.
like, baby, you clocking in like everybody else at the show, baby. You ain't it ain't really giving what it's giving. So I feel like people are a little bit more fluid, but yeah, girl, it's the same. I just got in. You know,
well, let's go ahead.
I just got in the in crew.
Let's see how you flip that.
Yeah,
because you're gonna flip it. How you doing? You flipping it already. You're a dating and confidence coach.
Yes.
Let's talk about like all the services that you provide. You have your Secret Girls chat on WhatsApp.
Yes.
You have one-on-one consultations. You know, for people who want to do self-development. You even have like sessions where you help people uproot childhood trauma, healing strategies. Like, what made you get into this?
So it is so interesting. Facebook reminded me that 11 years ago, you know, those memories on Facebook, that I was talking about dating on the internet 11 years ago. It was like rule number 1, Tisia's rules of dating, rule number 1. And I feel like I was a child back then.
Oh, wow.
I've always been, first of all, I have 2 psychology degrees and a degree in African diaspora studies. Yes, I've studied Black people across the diaspora, the Atlantic slave trade. I've studied Black people in the media. And it's so funny how things come full circle. Because I was just talking about 5-10 years ago, like, I feel like I wasted my degrees. I got, and look at that. Lo and behold.
Look at you now.
Lo and behold. Yes.
Ain't God good?
Using it all. God is good.
Ain't God good?
Yes. I've always been talking about dating, and I've always been interested in human behavior and like what makes people do certain things. And so I almost wrote my college dissertation on dating.
Damn.
On dating. Yeah, I've always been interested in it. And so my mom passed 2 years ago, and
so sorry.
Yeah, girl. That was like one of the roughest times in my life. And
I'm sorry.
Yeah, 2 years ago. And I literally cried in my bed and I said, it got to get real good down here or I'm on my way out of here.
Oh,
Jesse,
wow.
I was like, I lost both of my parents. And I'm like,
oh, I'm so sorry.
Thank you. I was just like, life got to get real good down here. Because I talk to my mother 10 times a day about stupid shit. Like, Mom and Marshalls, I want to get some sheets. What I'm going to get, you know.
Yeah.
I talk to her 10 times a day. So, like, I never fathomed, even though she had sick, you know, she was sick and had health issues. Like, I never fathomed, like, what life would be like. And so I just remember crying. I was like, God, what is it that you want me to do? The next day, I started making videos in my car. Hair all over my head. Coming from the gym. 40 pounds heavier, child. I just started making videos in my car. And it was the response from the women. I was like, wow, they're hurting. They're hurting. And I have an Olympic gold medal in the Attract a Narcissist department.
Damn.
Okay. Like Olympic gold medal. So I'm like, babe, I'm not telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. I've been through it. I've done it. I've been through heartbreak. I've dated men who had whole babies on me, girl. Was changing the kid diapers and everything.
Was he Haitian?
No. Black man. Black man, child. Blackity black.
Okay. Damn, that hurts.
Yeah. When I'm yelling at the screen at y'all,
You're talking from experience.
Experience. I've dated them. I've tried to showering men with gifts. I've been stood up.
Oh my God. Wait, so all the stuff that you talk about.
I've done it. I was that stupid girl. I was that stupid girl.
So were you motivated by, I don't want to see other women do what I've done. I want to start this platform. I want to help other women because I don't want them to be.
Absolutely. And honestly, like it was, and Oprah said a little bit about this. Who you choose to love will change the trajectory of your life.
Oh, that's so true.
That is
so true.
And I met women who was like, I was in a 12-year marriage. I was with my baby daddy for this many years. I dropped out of school. I had 3 kids. And then the man leave and you don't have nothing. Nothing. And I saw it time and time and time again. So like I started talking about just like my dating rules, and then the girls from their stories put the battery in my back. And I'm like, oh no, we need a fucking intervention. Somebody got to get on the internet and tell these women like, no ma'am.
Wow.
Stop being so nice. Stop having so much empathy. Stop trying to build these men from the ground up. Stop trying to go work on yourself. Confident women do not let men treat them like shit. Period. Point blank. Look good, do good. If you feel good, the likelihood of you letting a nigga come into your life and run you down is very low.
Yeah, it's
very low.
No, it's true. It's low.
Yeah, so
it's low. I also see that you provide like dating etiquette, fashion consulting, dating profile revamps, and I wanted to talk about that because like before I did meet Mr. Easter, I was like doing the dating apps for like 2 years, and it was the pits. Like I feel like a lot of women get flack for our dating profiles, but the men sometimes be on there. I'm just like, bro, swipe just oh my God, no. I feel like a lot of people don't really take into account what that profile looks like. And maybe that's why you're not successful on dating apps. Like, is that something that you agree with? What made you want to give people like the dating profile revamp, the dating etiquette?
Yeah, so it's just like, the dating etiquette came from women like, we supposed to go out at 8 o'clock. I didn't hear from him yet. You ain't going.
No.
That's dating etiquette. You're not going, baby. If you got a date at 6 p.m., you're going to dinner at 6 p.m. By literally noon, this man hasn't confirmed date time and how your mode of transportation, you're not going.
You're not going.
I started hearing so many stories about that.
Yeah.
Like, and so I was like, okay, yeah, they need some like dating etiquette, like what to wear, showing up on time, drink. Now, you don't want a Henny's sidecar, okay? Let's not order the Henny sidecar, baby, okay? Keep it cute. Keep it cute.
I can't get a little Henny sangria.
Keep it cute.
What are like some of the faux pas, like the top faux pas that you can think of that women do when it comes to dating etiquette? Other than the Henny sidecar.
Ignoring red flags. Like literally how it starts is how it's going to end. I promise you nothing will change. And I put this experiment on my Instagram. I'm like, y'all, if you started off as casual Kathy and patient Patricia, and you ended up as wifed up Wanda, put me out of business. I'm still in business. Put me out of business. Put me out of business. Put it in the comments.
Yeah.
And all the girls was like,
nope.
Casual Kathy here. Never got to wifed up Wanda. However it start, it's how it's going to finish. If he ain't pressing the gas now, he's never going to press it.
Never.
He's never going to press it. So that's just too patient, too much empathy, waiting around for nothing.
Yeah.
Also, emotionally offloading, Jessie, the amount of women that do not know how to control their emotions. We do screenshots in
Explain that to me.
They will write a eulogy. I find it funny how you
oh my Lord.
You said you was gone, and it's
find
not
it
that
funny how gonna do it every time. You gonna get ignored.
I mean, eulogies, they're writing the longest messages. I'm like, y'all, silence is so powerful. They will respond to no contact. No, I don't know what you thought these conversations and these long text messages. And then I think just like emotionally offloading up front, just a lot of like, I got this thing, baby. I don't like you till you love me. Fuck that. Fuck that. You love me or not, then I'll like you. They be so emotionally invested.
I thought that was a Haitian thing.
Huh, girls in the chat. Baby, 2 days, 5 days.
That'd be me.
They ain't been on a date with the man. 5 days, 10 days. I think I like him. How? He ain't done nothing.
No.
He ain't done nothing.
No.
So women are just really just like in the pits when it comes to like emotional discipline. Like I'm talking about women are like shaking, scratching. I'm not eating. I can't eat. Can't sleep, babe. Without you. Girl, they can't even, just by not texting back, like they're literally in withdrawal.
Yeah.
And so like, that is like some of the like biggest things that I'm seeing, like no emotional control, like emotionally offloading up front, and also like ignoring how it starts is how it
finishes. Yeah.
Nothing will change.
What do you think some of the faux pas are as far as like fashion choices, like for first dates and like for women?
First of most women actually don't actually know what size bra that they wear. That's just number one.
You ain't lying. I don't know.
Seriously, like I'm talking about you have went and gotten fitted for a bra.
Yep.
Women do not know how to dress their bodies. If that was just, and so I think they lack confidence in picking items. One of my first things, like make sure you look good and you feel good when you go out. But they don't know how to actually style and dress their body. So that's something that we work on. It's like, girl, you have more of a pear shape. A-line skirts probably. I mean, just like simple things like that. I mean, I'm a weird girly. I'm a closure girl. I can't do all the lace and, but it's like, girl, get your hair done.
Get your...
Lay that wig down. Amazon is not, I didn't bought a couple bundles and some gym wigs off Amazon, but that's not what you want to do. Do what you got to do. Invest in yourself. Go, and you ain't got to be dolled up and be like a makeup girl. But what's that man that on Instagram? He's like, you should be able to do a little lash, baby. Yeah, you should be able to do a little lash.
Do a little lash, please.
You gotta do something. Yeah.
I agree. There's this girl on TikTok. Her name's Ashley Dalton, I think. Like, she's kind of getting ate up right now because she was telling, she's like a relationship coach, and she was telling the girlies, y'all need to put on makeup.
I remember that.
Because
yes.
like, if you don't put on makeup, you're like, it gives like homey vibes.
They ate her up.
But I was like, I mean, every girl doesn't have to be a makeup girl. And to be honest, like,
men love it when I'm sure little Mr. Easter, like, I love it with your curls. I love it.
He loves it.
You got on jogging pants.
He loves it.
I know. I love it too. Yeah. Yeah.
But is that what I'm doing on a first date though?
No, absolutely not.
Right.
And even too, just like weddings and stuff like that, it's like, y'all, please don't go to a wedding fresh face.
No.
Y'all need to, be an adult. Grow up. Be an adult.
No, I agree. It is a wedding.
Have to know.
It's a wedding.
Everyone, and my mother taught me this from a young age.
It's a wedding.
Whatever you pay somebody to do, you should be able to do. In COVID, I had no problem. I was under my jail manny thing. Like,
period. Press on.
Look. Anything you pay somebody to do, you should be able to do. Get
Agreed.
your fucking hair done. You need one hairstyle, whether that's a slick back, a finger wave, a ponytail, something.
I agree.
You should be dressed up on a first date.
I agree. Let's talk about dating standards. Mm-hmm. You have a video that I really like that's on your profile. Hold on, let me see if I could get to it. Is it gonna let me play it, child? How you doing? It's not letting me play it. But you have a video on your profile where you talk about like the standards of dating, right? Do you feel that although Black women get a lot of flack when it comes to like the dating scene, do you feel like we still should have higher standards?
Absolutely. And it's really like stay in your lane. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you that whatever you want, there is a man out there that will provide that. Mm-hmm. So when you run across these 50-50 dudes, there's a woman that will do 50-50 with you. No problem. It's just not for me. There is a man that, and just right now, he was like, hey, you want to go out to coffee? A Bumble dude. You want to go out to coffee sometime? And I was like, oh, great. That would be, I would love to meet you. What do you think about dinner? He said dinner is fine with me. Some of y'all, he would have
got you flip that though.
Yeah. It's the sandwich method. You put something good, you slide the redirect in the middle, and you end with something good.
You have a video on that.
That was one of my first the second or third viral video.
Yes.
That was Twitter ate it up everywhere. Yes. And it's like,
can you explain, like, break down the sandwich method?
Yes, the sandwich method is like when you want to like redirect behavior, mm-hmm. you start off with something good, you slide what you want in there, and then you end with something good, right? Mm-hmm. So when he says, hey, I want to go to coffee, do you want to get coffee with me? I'm like, can't wait to meet you. Would love to meet you. What do you think about dinner? Looking forward to. He didn't miss it because I sandwiched it with two good things. Mm-hmm. So he really like, okay, yeah, dinner's cool. She's excited to meet me. Would love to go out with you. What do you think about dinner? Looking forward to meeting you. He didn't miss it, baby. He didn't miss that I slipped him out of fucking coffee because I'm not going.
We're not doing Starbucks.
I'm not doing it.
No.
And he was fine with it. Like I always say, women's biggest superpower is their intuition. We have something that men will never have. Like, we are built differently. Men are like a TSA, like German Shepherd. They are sniffing you out. They want to see how far they can go, what you will allow, what you going to let them do. He would have went with coffee.
Yeah.
He's sniffing to see what I will allow. Exactly.
If you let him.
We're not doing coffee.
No. Has anyone used your sandwich method and was like, yes, Tisia?
Oh, yes, I get messages all the time.
Really?
I get messages all the time about the sandwich method. Or they'll ask me, like, how do I redirect this, blah, blah, blah. But I get messages about the coffee date and also the sandwich method all the time. But also women write me and they say, girl, he declined. I asked him to send me an Uber and he said, and I'm like, next caller.
Next
caller.
Next.
Yeah. You weeded him out real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because seriously though, like that coffee date, that's a FaceTime. What are we doing?
My fragrance costs $420.
What are we doing? I'm not about to be spraying no baccarat to go to sit down at the Starbucks. Mind you, they don't even be like thinking outside the box to get you like a nice coffee spot, a home, a mom and
Turkish place that has loose tea to blend. Like, baby, at least give me a unique experience. I hate a low budget experience.
Oh my God.
And I
a
think
low
it's because
effort too.
I offer everybody a high quality experience. Even my friends. If you come to my house, like what you want to eat, what you want to drink. I just love experience and curating experiences. So it's like, bro, you couldn't even have picked some random Amish coffee place where we could go and pick it, or I don't know,
they
something.
Taking you down to the Starbucks.
Starbucks. Panera Bread, child.
Do you think that Black women need to do a better job at of expanding our horizons? Like, I did meet a white man when I was on the dating apps, but he did ask me for period sex immediately. So I was like, okay, maybe I need to try another white man.
Wow.
It was really a lot. But I was still willing to expand my horizons. It's just that horizon, I guess, it was too much expanded for me. But do you think that we need to do a better job at expanding our horizons, dating other races? I had a friend of mine that even told me one time, she was like, Jess, I don't think you realize that there are more men out there who would want to date you.
I think I'm too woke and I'm too conscious. That's just me. It's not that we have to. If you line up the fucking numbers, not every Black woman getting a Black man. Some are not dating some are not dating women. Let's look. Some are not dating women. Some are in jail. Some are it's just
some hate Black women.
Some hate Black women. Also, Black women are top earners. We do not have an equally yoked Black partner. So if a Black woman was to get a Black man, he would be in a deficit financially. So when you talk about
unless you're dating a high earner, but the percentage of that is,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
if you lined up 10 high earners for Black women and lined up
10
high earners for Black men, we will stop at 4 to 6. We would run out. We would run out of high earning men at 4 to 6. That means 4 of those women are not getting a high earner. So it's not that we have, if every Black woman wanted to get married, we ran out of Black men to get married too. I'm not going to be one of them. I will marry. I'm marrying a Black man. Period, point, and a blank. Period.
Why, have you ever dated somebody of another race?
No.
Really?
And I haven't. And honestly, I haven't invested all of my time. I go to Ghana every year.
Yeah.
I've used all of my college dollars, undergrad and grad school, to study the diaspora. I love Black people. I love our culture. I love our history. And I want to do life with a Black man, period.
But what if he's like a Black Hispanic? Like, I've dated a Dominican before. He was pro-Black. He wasn't one of the I know Black, I Dominican. He wasn't one of them. But he was
shade to I have been treated the worst in New York by Dominicans.
But that tracks.
The worst.
That tracks.
The
Dominicans
worst.
are very anti-Black. Like, I'm Haitian.
And this,
I can't. We that's a whole other podcast for another time.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. So to me, I'm talking about a Black man. I just love Black men.
Period.
I love our culture.
Period.
And also, just relatability.
True.
I've seen too much. I live in the original colony in Virginia. I live in Tysons, Virginia. It's an original colony. I could drive 10 minutes out and this Make America Great Again. It's a Confederate. It's a lot. I live in Virginia. It can get real,
Real,
so
real quick.
I want to lay next to a Black man.
Ooh.
Period.
I saw a video of yours that I liked. It was titled "Shit I Wish My Mother Taught Me."
Oh, yes. I just wrapped up
And
that series.
yeah, and I don't know why it made me think, because you were like, man, these are just some things I wish my mom taught me about, like dating, basically, right? And when I look at like my mom really never taught me much about dating for real. Like as a Haitian girl, as a Haitian woman, we're just taught to conserve ourselves. Like, you know, which means love with the top half of your body, not the bottom.
Oh,
which
wow.
means no sex. Like no sex until you're married. Like my mom used to tell me, Jessica, if you have sex before your mariage, you're going to die. Like I had a fear of dying. Like literally, like I had a fear of dying of having sex before I got married. Then I got delivered from that because I did stumble and fall on some Haitian dick. I did lose my virginity. But, and I did actually get depressed afterwards.
Oh, wow.
Like I was depressed for like almost a year. And then I went to my friend's Jamaican church, and they were having a revival and they were having an altar call. I go down to the altar and the preacher literally looked at me and was like, God is telling me to tell you, forgive yourself.
Oh, wow.
He forgives you.
Yeah.
And he was like, you fall 7 times, you get up 8. And I was like, I only fell 1 time. I'm finna go fall again.
And then the floodgates just opened up, child. Hey.
So, I didn't die, but my mom never really taught me about dating outside of that. Like, I never saw my mom get courted. I never saw my mom get flowers. I never saw my mom go out for date night. And my mom has been married my entire life. Like,
wow. Okay.
My mom was married to my father. They divorced when I was about 6, 7. A year later, like almost 2 years later, she was remarried, and she's been married ever since. And so I've never saw my mom like be courted. I never saw my mom go on trips. I never saw my mom like receive gifts.
Wow.
I never saw her like be treated like someone that a man truly, truly adored and wanted to be with. And when I was looking at your video, I don't know why I thought about that. Because I'm like, damn, I do wish my mom would have been able to tell me more about dating. But when I look at like dating for her, she really didn't date much.
Right. And I asked women to put their last 2 cents. I just wrapped that video up this morning, that series up this morning. And I asked women, add some things in the comments that you want the girls behind you to know.
Yeah.
Like things you wish your mother taught you.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's really, don't get pregnant. Leave married men alone.
Just like the basics.
The basic stuff. Yeah. And it's actually was powerful to hear women and like what they put in the comments, and also just like, and I'm like, if I'm wrong, put me out of business. Tell the girls behind you. And they like, she ain't lying. I started having them put emojis like, if, history means nothing. If you stay with a man 5, 17 years thinking history was going to let them know. Put the history books. If it turned out to be a scam, put a wedding ring. If you walk down so many history books, it means
no
nothing.
rings.
No rings. You can stay with this man for that long. So yeah, it was great to see like women actually putting things for other women to know. And the crazy thing is that we're still learning.
We're still learning.
30, 40-year-old women that are still learning.
Yeah. But it had me thinking too, even as you were talking, how many other women haven't had a good example of the women before them, whether it be their mom, whether it be their aunties? Like, just when I look at the women in my family, I don't have many examples of women really being valued in their relationships, like really being happy. Like, there are long marriages, but like they're long suffering.
Yes.
And I'm just like...
And a lot of abuse, a lot of cheating, a lot of incest, I've seen and heard so much stuff. And so it's not just like they haven't seen an example. They've actually seen the opposite, like some of the worst kind of things, And I think it really affects us as we grow. And,
do you feel like it teaches us to accept less?
I feel like it teaches us to not know what to expect. Like, I think we all just playing Russian roulette We just like, okay, found a guy that kind of like me.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on to dear life because you just want something in somebody. You have no self-worth.
Yeah.
You also don't have no man around you to affirm you. No man around you to affirm you and say like, hey, baby girl,
Yeah, no.
No. You're not doing that. I never forget. I was probably about 8 or 10 years old. And it was this guy in the neighborhood named Bill.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sitting on his lap. Baby, the way my daddy snatched
you
me
up.
up and was like, have you lost your mind? And I think he hit me. I think he whooped me,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And it's just like, he didn't say much, but he said enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, to like, no, that's not what you do. That's not what. And I think we just don't have enough examples of men showing up and with a strong presence to redirect. So many of us would not be in all these situations that we've been in. We just had a uncle, a big brother,
Somebody,
a
a
dad
dad.
to just be like, no.
You know what's funny? I literally 2 weeks ago, I go to Canada, and I brought Mr. Easter to meet my father.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that video.
Yeah.
I think I clicked yes. I saw that one.
I put it up, and it was nice to have him meet my father, but it was sad because, like, he was asking my father all these questions about me, like, how was Jessie when she did this, when she grew up, and it's like, my daddy was trying to come up with these answers, and I'm sitting right there, and I'm just like, I had to interject and be like, my dad didn't know me. He didn't know me. And then he's just sitting there like, yeah, you didn't know me.
Yeah.
And so you weren't there.
Why did you feel it was important for him to meet your dad?
Because I know this is my last stop. Like, I know that's my last stop.
Yeah.
So I felt it was important, but it sucked. Like, it actually was not, it sucked because it wasn't the experience I really, like, I grew up picturing what that would be like.
Yeah.
And my father just had like no questions for my man, like nothing. It was not no, so where do you see this going? Or like, what do you do? Like, it just was like,
you needed Mr. Easter to see you in that moment, like to see that. I feel like it adds such a new layer of love, right? For him to see that, like, kind of like emptiness on that side. It's like, it's not really, I feel like he probably love you a little more now.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. I feel like, you know, a man needs to see you in all kind of seasons and all type of different. And I think,
yeah, because it was not a good.
Yeah, he probably felt more intimate and like knows a little bit more about how you are and why you behave and why you do the things that you do, seeing where you come from, your other half of you, your other half of your DNA. You know, I think he probably has a lot of new respect for you.
I think so too.
A lot more respect for you.
I think so too.
And just like now he knows how to love you a little bit better. You know?
I think so too.
Yeah,
he had a lot of.
He needed to.
He did give me a lot of grace because I was pissed. I'm like we flew here for this. Like, you do understand, niggas scan our passports for this. Niggas went through TSA. Like, this is not no, you know what I mean? Like, you haven't seen me in almost 2 years. I'm bringing you this man. I've never brought you a man and said, mind you, like, there were a couple conversations that I had with my dad. I felt like my dad thought I was fucking gay because, like, you know, Haitians don't be understanding why you ain't got no man. You know what I mean? So
did he remarry? Did he marry?
No, he never remarried.
Okay.
He always, my mom is a wife. He never remarried. That's a whole nother podcast for next time. But it's just, as you were talking about, like, your dad snatching you up, like, I've never had that. Yeah. And I will never really experience my father a father that's gonna look out for me in that way.
Yeah.
And so I think between having an absentee father and then having a mom that I've never really seen be loved for real, it just made me turn into like.
Yeah, I get it. Yep.
It made me turn into
gremlin.
Yeah.
A little gremlin.
It turned me
water on you.
No, really. It turned me into a gremlin.
Yeah.
To the point where, like, now in the relationship I am in now, sometimes I'm like, I gotta check myself because I'm like, he's so nice. He's so thoughtful.
Yeah.
Something wrong with him.
Mm-hmm.
Something wrong with this nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Why he always planning shit? Why he always figuring out what I like?
And also, is it gonna expire?
Is-
Some people like is he
When
gonna
does it
run out?
stop?
When is it gonna stop?
Yeah.
When is the real him
Right.
gonna come out?
We going to
Yeah.
church? Why?
Yeah.
Why we going to church? Like literally, like I have those issues, and I'm like, I gotta get back into therapy.
But you know what? Like when you are a like you are an artist, you're a creative, you're a business owner, you're an entrepreneur, like all of these things. When you meet, I always tell people, they be like, "Well, you talking about relationships? Why you ain't say, baby?" Because it's a particular kind of man that has to handle me for now, and I'm not dating for just now. I'm dating for the
forever.
future. So many relationships, they're not equally yoked, and they don't grow in parallel.
Yeah.
So I can't just pick a bumble hinge nigga.
No,
I just can't. This is a special man. That's because I'm a star, Jessie. I'm a star.
You are.
I realized
You are.
that so many years I haven't stepped into my purpose, and that's just a part of this rebirth and why I'm getting baptized again and all this stuff. It's like I spent my whole life in the back because I developed early. I was like 10 and I was wearing a 36C bra, girl. I had full chest, developed early.
She chested up.
I was so insecure. I was bullied. I was valedictorian, girl. And the girls hated me. They was like, how you got breasts and you the smartest one? They would chase me home from school. It was terrible. And I spent all of my life hiding. And I said, no. Now, these last couple years, I'm like, I'm a star.
No.
Honestly, last couple months, I'm like, fuck that. I'm not living in the back anymore. I'm a star. I know I am. Mm-hmm. And so my partner, he has to be a renegade. He has to be a rule breaker. He has to be like leader of the pack. Like
he got to be the leader of the group.
Yes. He got to know how to play the back.
Yeah.
Giving Russell and Xiare, you got to play the back. Look.
Fan
my dress out at the red carpet.
That's so true.
He got to be
and not
confident.
feel emasculated by that.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Like when I win, she win. You know, vice versa. So it's like when people be like, why, baby, because a special man is coming. I don't feel no kind of way. Like, yeah, where your man at? Bitch, he on the way.
He on the way.
And he gonna be a good man, Savannah.
A good man.
A good man. And it's gonna be the last stop.
The last stop.
You ain't gonna see me on the internet taking pictures down, baby. It's gonna be the last stop. You ain't gonna see him in some.
No. This is my last stop.
Last stop. Yeah. So it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it, actually.
For you.
So real good.
To wrap this up, since you are a star.
I'm a star.
And that man is on the way. Mm-hmm. What are some key things that you are looking for and other women should look for in a man that is supposed to be side by side to a star?
Yes. So generosity is biblical.
Thank you for starting off with that.
Biblical.
Thank you for starting off with that.
People always think it means money.
No.
Generosity is biblical. Mm-hmm. When a man will wash the feet of others, okay? When he will pour into others, when he's treated, how he treat the waiter and the janitor.
Hello.
Okay, empathy. Like those things are baseline. Generosity is something that you want in a person and a partner. Somebody that's selfless, somebody that's compromising. Empathy, like it didn't happen to you, but can you feel my pain?
Yeah.
It don't have to happen to you for you to be able to empathize and understand. Mm-hmm. So I look for that a lot, and you should too.
Yeah.
You should too. Okay. Yeah. You should be looking
so
for, and you too, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Generosity and empathy is like such a huge thing. I also look for just like determination, right? I want to know how you can like morph and flip things in like a visionary, right? So if I say I want to start selling hot dogs, you like, bet we put in mustard, ketchup, relish, what we putting on them? Like,
what we doing?
What we doing? A visionary, like a man with a plan, a man that can like really see me, and like I also an investor, and I know, look, don't shoot the messenger. A man that can invest in you. And women always ask me, how do you know if a man is going to invest in you? He's interested in what you're doing. If he don't know what you're doing, he can't fucking invest in you. So if you did a business meeting, you got a presentation at work,
he knows.
Started a little. If he don't know nothing, he can't invest in you. And he's genuinely interested. in that. And so those are like core things. A man of God is actually my number one. I don't play them kind of games. I'm not wishy-washy. Shout out to everybody in religion and creeds, but I don't play those kind of games. But I just look for a man that's just like, also people skip over this one. Y'all, there's a lot of like depressed, angry, bitter men. I can't stand a fucking negative Nathan. I need you to be optimistic about life. I matched with a guy on Bumble the other day, and I said, hey, how's your day going? And he said, oh, it's been a week.
No.
Swipe left. I unmatched. I got enough shit going on. I can't stand even a man that like, you know, and honestly, African men taught me that. I'm not trying to be funny.
Really?
Some of these African men come from nothing.
Mm-hmm. And they're so optimistic.
And some of them even, like, I'm talking about most of the African men I date, because that's a big myth and I want to kill that right now. They have housekeepers, maids, nannies, everything over there in Africa. And they come over here like, I'm like, what's going on? Oh, I'm so stressed out. He's like, you woke up this morning, right? I dated the most optimistic African man, and it really gives you a new perspective on life. I can't stand a negative Nathan. If you start talking about, oh, what kind of day you had and you so stressed out, I'm good on that.
It's so funny you said that too, because sometimes I was telling my cousin, I'm like, Jay is so optimistic to the point where I'd be like, okay, babe, this is not gonna work. No, it's gonna work.
Yes,
it's gonna work.
You need that. You need
it's gonna work.
You need it.
I'm like,
I love it. It's gonna work out. You gonna be okay. I got it. Yeah,
it's gonna work.
Yeah.
I think those qualities that you named are so good. Can I ask one?
Yes.
Can I add one more?
Yeah.
Kind.
It is a lot, like kind.
It's a lost art.
Yes.
It's a lost attribute. It's a lost personality
Kindness,
trait.
Empathy, generosity. It's, I mean, and then you get into like the sprinkles on top, right? Where you're just like, oh, okay, I would love somebody that not gonna embarrass me when we go out. He knows how to put himself together and like all those type of stuff. But you know, look how that man is treating his family, his sisters,
his mother,
all of those people, you know. And I try to, because not everybody has the best relationship with their mom, but look at how he talks about it. Right, because
that's so true.
We don't know what cards people were dealt.
So
and so it's like, you know,
a man who has no grace for his mother will not have any grace for you.
Yeah, but also look, the mama a narcissist. The mama abused him. The mama may not be right, but how does he talk about you know those things, right? How does he talk about the relationship that he would want with his mom, or you know, things like that? But yeah, I mean, those are like core. But I love a man that's gonna get it out the mud. I love him. I always tell women, I got a video about this. Get that man off your phone. Women every day. Girl, we was on FaceTime for 8 hours. Get that man off your phone.
No.
Why isn't he doing something?
What is he doing?
I love a busy man.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest misconceptions. Oh, he ain't got time. If he wanted to, he would. No, baby. You want a man to be busy. He should not have all that time to be talking to you.
You want a man who's making time for you.
Making time for you. Rearranging the schedule.
Let me rearrange this. This is when we're going to have date night.
Yes.
You want that. Because honestly, too, you want your own life, too. You don't want to...
Yeah.
No. And I don't think men like a woman who has nothing going on either.
It's, you know, a girl I never forget. Her name was Xiare. Shout out to Xiare at DePaul University if you ever watch this. I remember I had my first college sweetheart and dated that man for like 5-6 years in college. And he, I was cutting class, girl. She's like, where were you in algebra? I was like, girl, you know, I was with Marcus. I was this, I was that. She said, I quote, I hope you don't think he thinks that's cute. I never forgot her words. She said, do you think that he thinks that you cutting class and laying up with him is cute? She said, it's not. Get your ass up and go to class. And I never forgot it. And it's just such a... men love when you have something going on.
Period.
He gonna be trying to like, how can I be down with that?
Yep.
How can... I never forgot her word.
Yep.
She was like, he don't think that stuff is cute. Why you cutting class? Get on your shit. Get on your Zoom. Yeah. And I had gave it all up for him. I was like, I want to be with him.
Lord.
She was like, he don't think that shit is cute. Get your ass up and go to class. I never forgot her words. And I tell women every day, baby, get a life. Find you something to do.
Find
you some business. And he gonna look at you and be like, And they love when you're not the center focus of their life. If you ever want to stay busy. If you ever want to get a man to be like,
literally, stay busy.
Yeah, stay busy. Well, he be like, oh, she moving and she shaking. She out here grinding.
Literally. I'm living that.
Like, I want to, come here, sit down.
Yeah,
sit down. Look, slow
yeah.
down a little bit. I'm trying to be down with you.
Yeah.
It works every time.
It works every time.
Get a life, child.
Clockwork. Thank you so much, Tisia.
So good. I ain't going home. This was so good.
Spend the night, girl. Well, listen, before you go, let the people know how to follow you, your IG, your website also. Tisia, you have so many things that you offer, so let the people know all of those things.
Yes. So my Instagram is Tisia XVS. X is in xylophone, VS, Tisia XVS. It's also, that's my TikTok as well. Same handle. I have a huge girls community. So if you go on my Instagram and my TikTok and click the bio, you'll see my link to my stand store. So you'll be able to get into my girls chat. It's not free, and you have us got the money. Don't worry. Get into my girls chat. But I also offer couples counseling. I offer singles counseling, self-development work. And you can also get a package where you're able to work on your Hinge profiles, all these dating profiles, all of your dating etiquette, style, all of that kind of stuff. You can get a package, and I'll curate all of that for you. Payment plans available if you need I'm for the girls. I love women, Jessie. I love women. I truly, truly do.
You do.
And
they love you. Your girls step about you.
I love my girls.
Your girls step about you.
I love my girls. So that's it. And I have so many things coming up. Like some merch is coming. Some tours. I think I'm going to start like popping up in different cities doing some degrees. And I think I'm going to start curating some actual singles mixers disguised under kickbacks. So like the men that come to single mixers are kind of weird. I'm going to start putting like cream of the crop in one room, and it's like, hey, if you single, ready to mingle, put on a green pen. If you single, put on a, if you're just looking for friends, put on, and that means you got the green light.
That's so smart.
I'm going to put it under, it's going to be like a kickback, like a gathering, a social.
Smart.
But it's really like a singles mixer.
Period.
Ladies, I got your back.
Come
I got your back.
Come do it in Atlanta, please. Now, I'm taking, but me and Mr. Easter will damn sure come in.
Support, yes.
Come support, period. Thank you so much, Tisia. I really, really appreciate you guys.
Rain, hail, sleet, and snow, child.
Listen, hurricane.
It's a hurricane
she
out
made
there.
It. All right? Make sure that y'all like, that y'all share, that y'all leave a comment about this episode. Again, make sure that you subscribe to Just a Couple Things on every podcast platform. And also to my YouTube as well, so you can see the episode, the visualis, so you can see us live and in living color. All right, y'all. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.